So today's video is going to be my kind of everyday summer makeup routine. I mentioned recently that I wanted to do kind of like my bronzing and highlighting routine, but then I realized I might as well just put these together because most of my daily makeup recently has mostly been like my blush, bronzer, and highlighter. This has been my go-to daily makeup look that I've been doing for probably the past couple months or so now, and I know I'm going to continue it throughout the rest of summer as well. It's just a makeup that I do when I'm going to be like running errands or hanging out with my boyfriend. Like when I want to like put in effort and look cute basically, but I don't want to be like messing around with new products. It's just easy go-to and I know it's going to look good when I do it. And I've mentioned this a few times recently, but my go-to has just been this kind of bronzy, glowy skin, a brighter pink lip, and then like a light wash of shimmer on the eyes. So how I'm going to be doing this video is basically at the beginning, I am including clips of my foundation and then also my brows as well. I do have an entire foundation routine, so I didn't want to include all of that in this video and like walk through every step because that's already a really long video on its own. And then for brows, I do have an older brow routine. I need to do an updated one, so let me know if you guys want to see that. I just kind of sped those up just because adding those in would make this video like half an hour pretty much. That part will be sped up, but then afterwards I'm going to go back through kind of talking through my makeup and everything. So I think that's kind of everything I have to say, so we are gonna go ahead and get started with the makeup now. I used my 3 Tarte products, my Holy Trinity from Tarte as I'm calling it now, because honestly I love these products for my complexion. Just nothing really compares to them in my opinion, and Tarte products just work extremely well for my skin. Okay, so now that we are done the foundation and the brows, we get to move into the more interesting parts in my opinion, which is the rest of my face. So the next thing I typically always do for my makeup routine is I do bronzer. So today I'm just using my NARS Laguna bronzer, and I like to start off with a more precise kind of like contouring brush just to add a little bit of definition. I know I'm not technically contouring because it is like a warmer toned bronzer, but I do like to just add like a little bit of definition and then kind of buff it out with a smaller brush beforehand. So I'm just going to start by doing that. So I just start by placing a little bit of this just along the hollows of my cheekbones. Just to add a little bit of shape. And for this, I always start just along kind of right where the hollow of my cheek is, and then I just blend upwards and kind of diffuse the product upwards. Yeah, when you're contouring or fake contouring, in my case, you always want to blend upwards. I just kind of blend that into my temples as well. So then once I have that kind of place where I want it to, I will take a fluffier angled contouring brush. This is the Sigma F40, and I use this more for my forehead and like my temples. And this kind of always starts off looking crazy. I do go in and kind of blend it out, but this is just kind of what I use to place the product. I'm filming in my dining room today. You guys ever do that? I just like wanted to mix it up today. I was like, I don't want to do my makeup at my vanity. I'm gonna do it at my dining room. So I'm just bringing this down my neck and along my jaw a little bit as well. And if you're bronzing or contouring your jaw, it's always important to bring it up behind your ear as well, just because it'll prevent you from getting that kind of like demarcation where it looks like you're just wearing a foundation that's the wrong shade. It'll kind of even everything out. And I also like to use this brush just to kind of blend out that contour too, so it's not too harsh, but it still has that nice kind of definition there, if that makes sense. So then what I also like to do is I like to bronze my nose a little bit just to kind of balance everything out, because right now I feel like I've got like a nice bronze kind of like perimeter to my face, but then the center of my face is still really light. So just to kind of even everything out, I will add a little bit of bronzer just to the sides of my nose. I'm not really trying to contour my nose at all. I'm just, like I said, trying to kind of balance out my face. And I also do a little bit under my bottom lip too, and on my chin. So yeah, I feel like that just kind of balances everything out. And then just to really make sure my bronzer's not like patchy or muddy or anything, I do go in with my powder brush with no additional product on it, and I just kind of soften it up, kind of starting from the center of my face, and just soften up any harsh edges, which I think is really important, especially when you are more fair like me. Especially at my temples too, because I find sometimes if I bring it in too close to my eye, it looks like I did a really bad job applying my eyeshadow, so I really blend it out there. So next step that I always do is blush. Blush is something I change up fairly regularly. Today I'm using this Hikari blush in the shade Tango, which I got in my Ipsy. So I'm going to apply this with a dual fiber stippling brush, which is something that I've just discovered recently that I actually really like. I never used to like applying blush with a stippling brush, but I've really been liking it lately. And I like this blush a lot because it's pink, but it's also a little bit coral. Like, it's definitely a warmer tone pink, so it kind of goes with everything. Okay, so that is blush, and I tend to go a little bit heavy-handed with my blush at first, just because I do end up blending it out and also applying my highlight over top, so that kind of softens it a little bit. So yeah, I usually will take my powder brush again and just kind of soften up the edges there. Another tip too is to make sure you don't bring your blush in too close to your nose, because it ends up looking quite unnatural. So then for highlight, my go-to has been the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01. This is just a small size that I got in a 500 point perk from Laura Mercier at Sephora. And I'm just going to be applying this with a fan brush. If you guys have a brush or tool that you really love to apply your highlight with, let me know. I'm not in love with the fan brush. Sorry, my dog was making noise over there, and I'm kind of on the hunt for new ways to apply my highlight, but I just apply this just to the tops of my cheekbones. And I do like to bring it in this area here too. You're not really supposed to, because it can kind of accentuate texture and make your skin look oilier, but I really like the way it looks there. And kind of up on the side of my face by my temples there. It's like that perfect highlighter that's not like shimmery or glittery. It just has this beautiful satin kind of sheen to it, and it looks really gorgeous on. And I like it too because it goes with really natural looks, but then it also pairs really nicely with more dramatic looks as well. It's very versatile that way. And then I just bring it down the bridge of my nose as well, a little bit just on the center of my forehead, Cupid's bow, and chin too. I love a really nice dewy highlighted look for the summertime. And it's definitely the time where you can kind of get away with that kind of look. So then once I have that all placed, I take my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and I really love this as a setting spray, especially after I've applied all these powder products, because it just helps everything kind of like melt into my skin and keeps it from looking too powdery. So I'm just going to spray myself very generously with this. And then just let that dry. And then I do like to go in with my powder brush once again and just kind of blend that out while my skin is still slightly damp. I find that just helps my highlight really melt into my skin. So now moving into eye products, I am of course using my Flower Beauty Wild Geranium Cream Shadow. Probably not a surprise if you've seen any of my recent videos. I'm super obsessed with this. It is just like a rose gold cream shadow. And I just take this on my ring finger and just apply it all over my lids. Also, by the way, I am trying to grow out my brows right now, so if they look totally crazy, it's basically because they are right now. Like, they're such a mess. I've only been growing them out for like 2 weeks now, since the beginning of June, and they're already so like intense, and I'm usually so anal about plucking my brows and trimming my brows and keeping them groomed, and it's driving me crazy. This one's really nice because it doesn't crease at all, even if I wear it on its own. And I just build that up a little bit. I do a couple little layers just to get some more pigment. So I'd say probably 50% of the time I just wear this on its own, and then the other 50% I usually will like set it with something and layer something over top, which is what I'm going to do today. And today I'm going to be layering the Lancome Kitten Heel eyeshadow. So that is what it looks like there. It's a really pretty peachy pink that just has like a ton of really soft gold shimmer in it, and I think it's just really summery as well. And every time I wear something with kind of like hints of like peach or orange, I get a ton of compliments because it really kind of makes my eyes pop. So if you have green eyes as well, you'll probably love this shadow. And I'm just packing this all over top of the cream shadow. So that is actually all I do for my eyes aside from mascara, which I'm going to do now. And for mascara, honestly, when I'm just like not doing anything crazy with my makeup, I just do like one really light coat of mascara. I actually honestly hate my eyelashes, so I'm kind of just like, I don't want to bother. I don't want to go to like a ton of trouble because I'm not going to like the way they look anyways. So for days like this, I just go ahead and I curl my lashes, and then I do one quick coat of Benefit Roller Lash. And I'm probably going to speed this part up as well just because you guys all know how to apply mascara. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so of course the very final step is lips, and I've been loving a nice brighter pink lip lately, and one of my favorite combos has been these two here. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the NYX Butter Lipstick in Taffy. Yeah, Taffy. Start off with a little bit of this. And this is just kind of like a bright bubblegummy kind of pink. And then just to finish everything off, I am layering the NYX Butter Gloss in Vanilla Cream Pie over top of it. Just because I feel like this pink is a little bit too cool toned, especially because I'm more bronzed and everything else on my face is a little bit more warm. So I kind of use this to kind of neutralize it. So there we go, that is the finished look. I'll do a close-up here for you guys. This is what it looks like. I really love that shadow, the kitten heel from Lancome on my lids. I think it's really pretty. And I think this is just a perfect effortless summer makeup look. Well, not effortless, but more simple summer makeup look. For me, this is just kind of the perfect simple summer makeup. I know it probably doesn't seem that simple, but once it's all kind of pulled together, it looks just kind of effortless and fresh, I think, because it doesn't have like a heavy eye. It's very simple in that kind of way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your ideal summer makeup routine kind of looks like. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.